Today we're going to talk about a leak about GTA 6 that I can tell you confidently is 100% real. Now we can't say that very often at all, but this one today is. It's not speculation, it's not a rumor, it is real. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Chaos here. Before we get started, if you get anything from gfuel.com, especially in the month of October, use code CHAOS. The link is at the top description, whether it's the Green Goo Shaker, whether it's their Halloween-themed products, whether it's the Mortal Kombat tub, whatever it is, go shop right now. Let me know on Twitter if you take advantage with code CHAOS. And now let's jump into this. The GTA 6 reveal is right around the corner. I truly mean that. I know you've been hearing everybody, including me, saying, oh, the teaser's coming. Oh, the game is coming out soon. Well, I haven't been saying that, but I genuinely mean it when I say I think the reveal is close. A lot of stuff has been leaking about Grand Theft Auto 6, and just the other day, one of the most official leaks in a while hit the internet. It's a pretty telling one. So, we're going to go over it. Once again, I want to reiterate, this is real. It's not speculation. It is not a rumor. So out of nowhere the other day, it was discovered that the Australian Classification Board had officially rated Grand Theft Auto 6, confirming that Rockstar or Take-Two had submitted the game for its rating, which seems to suggest that a reveal is right around the corner, since this is typically one of the very last things that happens before a game goes gold. For those that may not know, most countries have a ratings board that puts the age recommendation stickers on video games. In the United States, we have the ESRB, and in Australia, they have the ACB. It's not uncommon for games to leak on the websites of various rating organizations prior to launch, but for a project as secretive and protected as GTA 6 to show up here, it's very interesting. I mean, Rockstar hasn't even officially confirmed the game's title, yet let alone its rating. But in mid-October, it was confirmed that GTA 6 had been rated MA15 by the Australian Ratings Board, with the reasoning for its rating being strong scenes and strong drug use. Now, strangely, the website didn't mention anything about violence or language, but then again, the webpage is pretty barren in information, so I doubt it was supposed to be made public this early, meaning more information will likely be added at a later date. I wouldn't be shocked at all if the page gets taken down entirely in the next day or two now that people are starting to notice it's there. The point is, GTA 6 is officially being sent around to various rating boards, which is pretty massive news, since again, this is typically one of the last things to happen in a game's development. Now, aside from this being a very interesting development that seems to suggest GTA 6 is going to be revealed in the very near future, there's one little detail that has gotten some people a little worried. Again, it's reportedly rated MA15. That's on the Australian Ratings Board. However, GTA 5 was rated MA18 due to its violence, drugs, profanity, basically all the other things that you have come to expect from a Grand Theft Auto game. In fact, MA15 would be the lowest ever rating that a Grand Theft Auto game has been stamped with in Australia. And in case you didn't know, Australia is notoriously pretty touchy when it comes to game ratings, so they'll give the M818 to just about anything. And it's also not uncommon for a particularly violent or vulgar game to get hit with the good old refuse classification, essentially get banned for sale. So the fact that Grand Theft Auto 6 is only MA15 allegedly, that should raise a few eyebrows. Now, on one hand, it's entirely possible the MA15 is not the final rating after all. It's pretty obvious that this game was not supposed to publicly appear on the ratings board in the first place, so it's certainly possible that this rating showed up online and was just a placeholder rating, or maybe it was an honest typo on the webpage that was never supposed to be seen by the public. Then on the other hand, we've heard from a number of insiders that Rockstar is trying to be a tad less controversial with Grand Theft Auto 6, and that may have led to them toning down or flat out removing some of the most mature elements of the GTA formula, resulting in a game that genuinely deserves a lower rating. In a third hand, there's a possibility, it's a simple fact, that times have changed over the last decade. A T-rated game in 2023 can show a lot more violence and blood than a T-rated game in 2013 could, as evidenced by franchises like Halo that went from M to T with future installments, despite not really changing the amount of violence in the game. So, it is possible that over the last 10 years, the Australian Ratings Board genuinely thinks the contents of a Grand Theft Auto game are only worthy of an MA15 rating. Now, I think that's a tad unlikely, but it's possible. Now, if it's true and Rockstar is putting the exact same fundamentals in there for GTA formula and they get an MA15, they're probably really happy because they can sell to a broader group of people, right? Well, another possible explanation is censorship. Let's not beat around the bush. Sometimes a game just has to be censored in order to comply with the government ratings board. This has happened countless times throughout the decades to countless high-profile games, and it's not hard to see why. So put simply, if it's a choice between censoring certain aspects of a game or missing out on an entire region of the global market, the publisher will usually fork up the extra money to make some edits and make a new version of the game. This is why you'll notice some obvious differences between certain games when you compare different regional versions, and generally speaking, the changes come down to things like drug references, nudity, extreme violence, all things that can be edited out of that version of the game. Now with that in mind, let me throw a scenario at you. Rockstar submits GTA 6 to the Australian ratings board, but there's some really mature content, the kind you'd expect from a Grand Theft Auto game, and in response, the Australian ratings board threatens to refuse classification. So, in response back, Rockstar makes a special edited version for the Australian market that removed all the most offensive stuff, but then, or when they did submit the new version for classifications, they went all the way down to an MA15. Now, it may sound a little absurd, but it's possible. It is. It's happened. For a game as big as GTA 6, I don't think Rockstar or Take-Two want to risk missing out on an entire market when the launch day rolls around. If the Australians rating board, ARB, whatever it is, said they couldn't give the game a rating unless some of the most offensive material was removed, I don't think Take-Two and Rockstar would really have a choice but to edit that content out, or else they wouldn't be able to sell one of the most hyped video games of all time to an entire region. I'm not saying that's definitely what's happening here, but it would at least be an explanation as to how a franchise like Grand Theft Auto could be rated MA15 in the current year. Now, personally, I'm not sure what to think. It's relatively common for games to show up on various international ratings boards prior to their official announcement. With how many ratings boards a game has to get cleared by, it's a lot before release. It makes total sense that people would make honest mistakes from time to time, accidentally publish the ratings of a game that's not out. With that being said, I'm really not sure how I feel about the MA15 rating. I'm kind of leaning towards it being a placeholder rather than a genuine rating. Let's remember, the GTA 6 page on the Australians rating board website says it's rated MA15 for, I can't say it on the video, and drugs, but there's no mention of violence and language, which that suggests the webpage was made public before all the relative information was added, and that would also suggest the rating itself is a placeholder. Then again, I also wouldn't put it past Rockstar to play it safe. Make the Australian version of the game a bit less controversial so they don't risk possibly getting hit with the old-fashioned refuse classification. So now at this point in the video, I feel like some of you are wondering if the rumors of Rockstar toning GTA 6 down are true, and that's the reason for that rating, but frankly, I don't think there's any way those rumors end up being legitimate. I don't. It's definitely a different time, yes, in 2023 than it was when GTA 5 came out in 2013, but Rockstar is not going to let them change the way GTA stories are told and how fearless they are. This is a franchise that does not care about offending people, and I don't think there is any shot that GTA 6 is actually toned down from previous entries. You can mark my words here. If the game actually does come out and it's MA15 in Australia, I do not think it will be because the base game had to be toned down. Either the MA15 rating on the website right now is a placeholder, or the Australian version is going to be censored somehow. But there's no way that every version of GTA 6 is going to be toned down or less offensive. I just don't see it happening. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you soon.